The film opens in Washington, D.C., where Jake Lawson, the main architect for Dutch Boy, get off the taxi to attend a Senate hearing to defend himself for bringing the Dutch Boy online and operational without their consent. Dutch Boy is a satellite-based weather control system. Jake fails to make a compelling argument for his case, choosing instead to just argue with the senators, justifying that Dutch Boy has proven to be a success. After the hearing, Max tells Jake that he has been chosen to take Jake's job, and he regrettably fires his brother. After 3 years, in Registan Desert, Afghanistan, a UN recon team come across a village that appears to have been frozen over, covered in ice and snow, and found out that people in these village are all dead. At the International Climate Space Station, engineer Mahmoud gathers log data from the Afghanistan incident in secret. He moves through the station when the windows start to blow out, causing Mahmoud to get sucked out into space. President Palma alerted with the incident in Afghanistan and called for a security briefing. They believed there must have been a problem in one of the satellites. Some proposed to shut Dutch Boy down, but Max strongly opposed it and suggested to fix it and making sure it never happens again. The president agreed to handle the problem and find in-house solution, whereas he proposes to send one person to fix it. Secretary of State Leonard Deckham talks to Max that the only person to go after this is his brother Jake. So he went to Jake and persuades him to fix Dutch Boy and investigate. In Hong Kong, a heat wave has passed over the city, causing fire whirls and the collapse of multiple buildings. A named Ching Long, who heads Dutch Boy's Hong Kong department, witnesses this disaster. Jake agrees to fix the Dutch Boy, and when he reaches the station, he meets Ute Fassbinder, the station's chief scientist. There, he met his team and started to examine situations to prevent more deaths. Meanwhile, Cheng called Max saying that he's unsure if main gas explosion is the cause in Hong Kong. He's implying that someone is covering up a system defect. According to Cheng, if Dutch Boy has a catastrophic failure, it can create something far worse than the very thing they're trying to prevent, called a geostorm, in which disastrous weather will strike all over the globe at once. Jake and his team are now investigating to the satellite that went rogue over Afghanistan. They have to pull up 1,270 rock and roller to find any corruption in their logs. On the other hand, Max asks Dana to help him with his holoframe problem. According to Dana, that someone wanted to block his access without his knowing that it was intentional. Jake received a priority communication request from the White House. Secretary of State Deckham reminds Jake that the program must not fail and they cannot let that happen. From now on, he will be reporting to Max if he finds anything. Now, the Hong Kong satellite was inbound for examination. However, it's not responding and the robot arm holding it goes haywire, nearly killing everyone until it crashes, leaving the satellite destroyed and lost all the drives with possible corruption. One of his team told that not all of them. They found a panel that has a drive inside but got stuck in the communication tower. While getting the panel back, Jake's suit malfunctioned, whereas the propulsion throttle locked up. He smashed up in communication links. Eventually, he recovers the hard drive but hide it from the team, suspecting a traitor. As they check the drive, there's no corruption at all. The user logins have been wiped clean and no digital fingerprints. Jake tried to access records back to the mainframe, however he's been locked out. Cheng is about to meet Max since he figured it all out. However, someone killed him in a traffic incident, but not before he says Zeus. Meanwhile, Jake talks to Max in virtual conference room and sends a secret code, stating that proof of sabotage at the highest level of government, trust no one. With the help of Dana and his girlfriend Sarah Wilson, they investigate what is behind the Project Zeus. They found out that this project simulates extreme weather patterns to create a geostorm. At the space station, Jake suspects that someone killed Mahmoud. He and Ute access the cameras in the backup server. In the footage, he pulled something off in the satellite and looked for that stuff in Mahmoud's locker room. As they checked Mahmoud's holoframe, they discovered that computer virus has been planted, causing the malfunctions and wiping out the login access of key senior people to the satellite. Jake contacts Max with the suspicion that President Palma may be behind the hack and is using Dutch Boy as a weapon. In order to stop the geostorm from happening, they need to reboot the system with kill codes, which are with the president as they are biometric and require his fingerprints and eye scan. Meanwhile, there were nearly 200 satellites reporting malfunctions and most of them nearing critical. They've lost all controls of Tokyo satellite whereas a massive hailstorm hits the place and an offshore cold snap takes out a portion of Rio de Janeiro. They immediately sent a satellite replacement and successfully made it. However, they received a geostorm alert and virus starts to completely take over the station, causing its self-destruct sequence to go off. As they evacuate the station, Jake soon learns that Duncan is responsible for spreading the virus. Duncan accidentally hits the windows with bullets before Jake gets out, just as the window blows out and sucks Duncan into space. Back on Earth, Max tries to warn Deckham and ask for his help. However, Deckham takes Max to a room and tries to shoot him, revealing himself as the true villain. Max immediately informs Sarah and take President Palma to protect him from Deckham's agents. She and Max take him in a self-driving cab just as the storm hits. They get far away from the stadium as it is blown up by a massive lightning bolt. In the end, Max and Sarah incapacitate the goon and hold Deckham until the police arrive to arrest him. Before he is taken away, Deckham says his plan was to take out America's enemies and leave the United States in charge of the world, with him as president. Max and Sarah get Palma to send the kill codes to Jake. Jake prepares to die as the kill codes will only stop the geostorm but not the self-destruct sequence. Jake rushes to take the kill codes to the main computer with the help of Ute. They successfully reboot the system, kill the virus and revert back to the fail-safe OS. They manage to stop the geostorm, bringing all the crazy weather to a halt. As the station continues to crumble for its self-destruct, Jake and Ute find a nearby pod. The station is obliterated, leaving everyone thinking Jake is dead. Hannah, Jake's daughter, watches at home with her mother and starts crying. Max is then alerted to a video from a nearby shuttle that the pod is signaling for help. The shuttle, flown by Hernandez, stops to grab the pod, saving Jake and Ute. They are brought back to Earth, with Max and Hannah both feeling relieved. And that is the end of the movie. Watch out for the upcoming recaps. Also, please like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon to get new video updates. Thanks for watching.